What's shaking, nerds? Welcome back to another Tarkov video, and today we're going to be talking about 7 changes that I would like to see in the game. The first 6 I've been thinking about for about a month or so, and Iron Fist TV gave me a good idea, and also Finest XI and I came up with the bulletin board idea together, and I think that's a banger. But the last one, the final one that I talk about, number 7, is something that has been near and dear to my heart. I've been talking about it on podcasts and to other streamers for about I would say 9 or 10 months now, and I think it would help everyone. So check out all these, tell me what you think, and I just really appreciate you guys watching this. So we're going to start with some hideout changes that I think would be welcome changes for a lot of us, actually. So the first one would be kind of like a radio, or I don't know, a phone or something, but you would go to this area in your hideout and you can see some new messages from the traders, like, you know, breaking news or something. And it would be a message, say, from Jaeger. So I got this whole idea from when Jaeger was sold out of fuel and there was a shortage and no one knew what was really going on. So imagine instead you got a message from Jaeger saying, hey, it seems like we're having a fuel shortage in Tarkov, but I have been hearing about a considerable amount of sightings on woods though. So right there it's saying, okay, Jaeger is sold out of fuel for the time being. We don't know when it's going to come back, but it seems like they upped the spawn rate of fuel on wood. So not only do you know, hey, it's just out for a little bit, he sold out, like they have been talking about them wanting to do with certain items for a while, but instead of, you know, them just being sold out outright, they up the spawn rate on another map. And now you know that, say you go to woods, you're probably going to find a lot of people on there. So it's kind of like the idea of having daily and weekly quests. You know, how I see them is you're funneling the player base into certain maps, especially later on in the wipe when maybe not as many people are playing. But if you go to these certain maps, like say woods for this, you know it's going to be popping off. There's going to be a lot of people there and you're going to find a lot of PvP, and maybe some of the other maps might be a little more quiet then. This would just be a great tool for telling the community, hey, it's not like bots are buying up all this one item right at trader reset. There is a reason we're just sold out of it, but don't worry, because on map A, B, or C, there might be a bigger spawn rate, or maybe there's not a bigger spawn on a map and it's just sold out for the time being. The next addition to Hideout that I think would be really beneficial would be some sort of message board or cork board, or you know, an information desk, let's say, but all it was kind of like Battle State Games tweets on here. So if there was patch news or a patch just happened and we wanted to see the changes, it would show up here. And this whole idea came about because when we had the Christmas tree in our hideout, no one knew how long we had it for. And then they tweeted, hey, January 14th is going away. But for the next 2 days, people still came into my chat and into the stream asking, hey, when's this Christmas tree leaving? And I get it, because not everyone is, you know, following the game's progress on Twitter. Not everyone has a Twitter or a social media platform, or they're just not following the game that closely. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there would be a benefit to having some sort of information desk so that, you know, tweets can be put here so you know what's happening with the game, or if the game's down, or if they're fixing things. And also what I would really like to see is clickable links, so that if you did click on something in here, it would bring you to it would open up and bring you to the appropriate page. So say, hey, here's the patch notes, and it's like a Reddit post, and then it brings you to that Reddit post. I just think not everyone is following as hardcore as a lot of us are, and that's not their fault, but we should still inform them. The next change isn't anything to add or anything really, it just has to do with crafting. So when you first are about to start a craft, you can see everything you need to craft that certain item, and then say you go ahead and craft something. It doesn't tell you the quantities anymore. It changes the screen, it goes dark, that's fine, but all the numbers below for what you need for other items are gone. So you can't really tell what you'll need for that recipe. You can see what you need, but you don't know the quantities. And instead of going to the wiki and being like, okay, how do you, like, what do I need for this? Why can't they just have the quantities below it? Small change, but I think it would really help out a lot of people. Okay, here's an inventory issue that I just recently kind of found out about because wipe just happened and my inventory was a mess, and I started getting cases, you know, slowly but surely. So let's just take, for example, this ammo case right here, right? We just got this ammo case. We're super excited because our inventory is just filled with random ammo and we want to put it in here. But you know what? There's a whole bunch of other junk around it. So instead of scouring through this and just like trying to look for it, we remember, hey, on the side here, we have a filter. Okay, we'll filter ammo. Okay, here's all the ammo. This is going to be easy. I'll just drag it into this ammo case. Wait, I can't? Why? Wait, that's odd. Why can't I? Maybe it's filled, right? No, it's got lots of room. For some reason, when you filter, you can't drag things into cases. And I'm sure there's a reason for this, but it is kind of annoying. And it's just like this for magazines. So I just got this magazine case. I just want to put it in here because I want to clean up my inventory. This is the quickest way to see where everything is. Now, there are ways around this. Like, let's take, for example, we can throw on a backpack. And if we want to, we can just throw all the ammo in the backpack and then put it from the backpack into the ammo case. But it's more steps when I could just, you know, filter it here and just place it into my ammo cases. The next two quality of life improvements is something I would like to see from the traders, and it has to do somewhat with barters. So the first thing is, we all know if you go to any dealer and you want to compare, say, this MPX 30 rounder, you can right click on it, filter by item, and it'll bring you to the flea market. And now you can see, okay, Peacekeeper's $20, and then on the flea market, it's more expensive from anyone else. Okay, that's fine. And you can right click on anything in here and filter it by item. So you go straight to the flea market and just can compare to see if there's a cheaper one on the flea market. Now let's go back to these barters and say, you know what, you want this AK-74N because it has a whole bunch of attachments on it. You don't want to do all that, and you just want to try out the gun. And you know what, 6 GP coins seems fairly fair for this gun. Well, you can't just right click on this GP coin now and get a whole bunch because you don't have any. Instead, you have to go to the flea market. You have to go type out, you know, GP coin, go here, and then you can grab them. Now, I know this might seem like a nitpick, but it's just extra steps that I think the quality of life that this game is trying to bring to the whole player base could really benefit from. And the other nitpicky little barter thing I have to deal with is items that are out of stock. So this barter right here, this M4A1, it's out of stock. I can't get it right now. I have 43 minutes left on Peacekeeper, but so I can't do it right now. I can double click on it, see the stats, see if I like it even. You know, it looks fairly good. I like this. But if you try to click on it to see even what the barter is, you can't. So even if I wanted to wait till Peacekeeper was, you know, reset at 43 and make sure I get a jump on it, I don't even know what I'm going to barter it for because I can't. So what I have to do now is I have to go to either EFT Wiki or some sort of other website, Google this, you know, Peacekeeper level whatever, this M4, and see what the barter is itself. I still think you should be able to click on here, and even if you can't get it, it should still tell you what the barter is. I think this is two things that we can all agree on. You know, nitpicky as they may be, it's huge quality and life improvements for everyone across the board. The last change that I'd really like to see in Tarkov, and I think this is the one that I really want in the game, if I could get any changes in this video, this is the one that I think would benefit people the most, and I've been talking about on podcasts and to other streamers about for at least 9-10 months now. So it has to do with weapon presets. So let's go into the weapon presets and let's just talk about, like, we'll just take the AK-101. We'll get a stock preset. Now, up at the top, you can do vital parts. You can get rid of them if you want, functional mods, equipment parts, and we could even choose use only available parts. But there should be one more option, and it would be something like only available from current level traders. This way, you don't have all these choices because you might not even be able to buy them if you only have level 2 traders available. So if you guys don't know how this works, when you do a weapon preset, anything you found in Tarkov, so you've discovered, and you've middle mouse buttoned over it, you can use in your weapon presets. But that doesn't mean you have it available to you from the current traders. So when you go and try to build the gun, it might bring you to the flea market and the gun might be astronomical, or it might be sold out and you can't even get it because there's none on the flea market. This way, when you're building a gun, okay, every single part is from the current traders that I have unlocked. I know I'll always be able to get these parts, and they're probably the cheapest I can get them right now. This would immensely help out newer players to Tarkov trying to mod guns, instead of having so many crazy options and being like, oh, well, I guess I'll throw this on and maybe it's available, or I guess I'll put this looks good, this does a lot, and then you go try to get it, and on the flea market it's like 70,000 rubles, when if you had it unlocked from the trader it might be 10,000. Modding guns is probably one of the biggest questions I get asked on stream. That, how do I get better at PvP, and also like, where do I go on the map? How do you know where you're going? Modding guns is very confusing. This game is really in depth on how you can load out a gun, how you can build it. And I think if you just put it this way, they don't have as many options. They know, okay, I only have, attachment A or attachment B for this, and then they can see all the stats if they want. And the big thing is you would be guaranteeing them that they can build this gun over and over again because it's available from your traders. You don't have to go to the flea market and hope to find attachment A or B cheaper than, say, 30,000, or you're paying above sticker price 60,000. It's available from your traders, and you can get it every single raid if you want. This would go a really long way with new players and keeping them in this game. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button. It's free for you guys, but it does mean the world to me. Also, I want to hear your ideas. What kind of changes would you like to see in Tarkov? And did you even like the changes I suggested, or did you only like, 1, 2, or 3 of them? Let me know down below. I always like to hear feedback. So thank you so much. And remember, I do stream 5 days a week on twitch.tv. You can come by, say hello, hang out. And until next time, I'll talk to everyone later.